Today, we interview the franchise brand developer for OxyFresh, Mr. Matt Kline. And we ask him who is truly the right fit to buy an OxyFresh franchise. People say they want to buy a franchise, but at the end of the day, who should buy a franchise and who should not buy a franchise? You might think you're a good fit, but are you really a good fit to buy a franchise?
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrive Time Show.
Now, 3, 2, 1, here we go!
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here.
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's show, we have a very special guest. So fine, Matt Kline, a man who, it's not an insult. He has not yet started a cult, but he could, using just his good looks. Matt Kline, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. We're getting a nice little snowstorm here in Colorado.
Oh, beautiful.
Everyone's freaking out, trying to figure out how to get home.
Are you looking out the window right now? Do you see snow?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been snowing for like 48 hours straight. So.
And am I on your cell phone right now? Am I on your cell phone?
You are.
Will you do me a favor when we get off? Will you email me a picture or text me a picture of what you see? I'll put it on the show notes. People want to see it. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I certainly can.
Well, today we're talking about your role as a franchise brand developer. And a lot of people don't know what that means. They don't understand what it means to be a franchisor, as OxyFresh is. So let's start off with, what's the difference between a franchisor and a franchisee?
Yep. That's a very common kind of back and forth that people don't really realize. So a franchisor is the overseeing company. So they're the corporate headquarters. So like every franchise, like a McDonald's or a Jimmy John's, they have a headquarters where they basically have all their support people and their platforms, everything that allows their franchisees to operate and have the systems in place where if you go to each one of the locations, they're the same. So like the franchisor, I'm in the office in Denver, Colorado. That's where our ownership is. That's where our scheduling center is. That's where our IT department is. That's where we do our training and development. So everything is right here in our home office. The franchisor supports the individual franchisees in them running their businesses.
How involved should a franchisor be in terms of, like, I guess that's a poor question. How involved is OxyFresh with the franchisees? Because I know every there's some brands that run it like a military operation where they are on you daily, harassing you, making sure you get all. It's very micro-managed, very intense, very. Hey, now, buddy, how you doing? It's Monday. It's 9 o'clock. How you doing? And some of them are more at an arm's length. Mm-hmm. Some of them provide no coaching at all. How does OxyFresh do it?
Yeah. So we're a fully supportive, fully functioning franchise. So from the very initial stages all the way to where, 5 years in, we'll have complete support. So there's certain things we can't do, right? So we're not going to go in your local market and knock on doors, but we're going to provide a huge amount of marketing support in your local area. We're going to provide all the training aspects of the business, not only for you as a franchisee, but also down to your individual technicians. We're going to help with things like vendor relationships. So instead of you trying to go out and figure out who the best vendors are to work with, we would have already negotiated with those vendors so you get the better deal to be able to run the business.
Quick question here. Sorry.
Credit card processing.
Quick question here.
Yep.
I just want some listeners out there are very, very concerned. Andrew, the show, if you noticed for a moment, it seems as though Matt's kind of taking the show to a weird place. I was
kind of dark. Yeah.
Did you say bender relationships, like Bender, barely knew her, or Bender like an alcoholic,
like
or
a gender bender?
Bender. What are you saying?
Nope. So like our vendors.
Oh,
like our
vendor with a V.
Vendors.
Oh, that clears it up.
Vendors with a V.
I had so many questions.
So many. Sorry about that.
You're getting into vendors with your franchisor.
Hey-o. All right. So here we go. So you, like credit card processing, you've already negotiated that relationship. maybe mass emailing? Do you already have a relationship in place for that?
Yeah, so we have the ability to, automatically have connections and interactions with existing customers, certainly. We have the ability to reach customers that are not, our customers yet that we will. So, there are, like you mentioned, there are franchise companies out there where you just buy the equipment and then you're on your own.
Yeah.
There's franchise out there where you can buy the franchise and it's more like a license. So they give you customers, but then they take a huge percentage of each one of those jobs you do.
Right.
So we're of the thought and of the franchise where we want to give you the support platforms and the resources and the support and the cleaning methods to grow your business to whatever nth degree that you want. Okay, so there's little limitations. The only one there is your effort. So we're a little bit different in that from the other ones that I just mentioned.
So let's make sure I'm getting this right. I call you because I'm thinking about becoming a franchisee. I want to buy my own business, own one essentially. I call you, and you are going to provide for me, and Andrew will put notes on the show notes. I'll make sure I'm getting this. You're going to provide a call center to answer my phones. You're going to provide all the vendor relationships. You're going to already know the best company I need to use to buy polo shirts, to buy business cards, to cleaning materials, all that stuff. You've already thought through all that. So what do I have to do? Then if I own, I mean, Josh, isn't that a fair question? I mean, if you bought an OxyFresh today, wouldn't you want to know what do you have to do?
Absolutely.
So what would you have to do if you sold Josh? Because John in our office has reached out to you about buying an OxyFresh now in the Dallas area. And I feel safe in saying that because this show is going to come out here well after he owns one. But I can't say it yet. But he's excited about it. He's ready to go. I think I'm going to partner up with him and do one with him there. But, if John buys one, he secures his territory. What does he have to do?
Sure. We got to start from ground level. So we need to get John the training and support and knowledge to be comfortable in what he's doing, being able to speak the language of carpet cleaning. Yeah. Being able to understand how to train his then employees. So the first thing we have to do is develop the individual franchisee with the knowledge and skill set to be able to run the business locally. And then when we get to a point where that is, when we've gone through the not only initial training, but also the ongoing training, like all the way down to being able to book a job, all the way down to being able to actually run the scheduling software. Even though we have the scheduling center booking jobs, we still want the franchisee to be able to basically run that thing as if they were booking jobs.
Got it.
Right. So we're going to give them all the adequate training, and then they're going to want to use those tools to be able to then develop their business. Right. We're going to develop the online presence.
Right.
John's going to want to get those Google reviews in that local market to grow. He's going to want to basically hire people. He's going to utilize two things. He's going to utilize his knowledge base, and he's going to be able to utilize our online training support, which is OxyFresh University, to be able to get that employee to a point where they can constantly go into people's home and do jobs, right? If Joe and John are not able to actually do that, then they can send that person to Denver, and we'll train that person for free. So we don't have a one-size-fits-all. We take each individual franchisee, we take what their skills are already, and then we try to fill in the holes or fill in the gaps.
Now, Matt, we have three.
Right? John might have an excellent source of sales, but maybe not marketing.
So
we just want to fill the gaps.
You're filling the gaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fill in the gaps. We've got 3 minutes, 3 hot questions. I'll go first. Josh goes second. Andrew third. Here we go. These are rude questions, tough questions. This is what kind of wacko, what kind of sicko, what kind of psychotic, just weird nut job of an individual should not buy a franchise? Because you're saying so you want to buy a franchise? Okay, let's see if you're a good fit. Who should not call you?
Yeah, people that know it all. That's a tough one because the environment's going to be changing all the time. If you've already known everything there is to know about this industry and how to grow, then you should start your own business. Because I can tell you as a franchise with a lot of resources, we're still learning every day and growing and changing on the fly, right? So be willing to change, be willing to know what's going to happen. That's a big one for us.
Are you going to bring the British guy with you to the conference in December?
I can.
You should. Here's the deal. You took my best friend. You guys hired away my best friend, JB, founder of OxyFresh. He calls me and says, we're thinking about hiring, your best friend Andy Matherin, who you spend the most time with, the man with 5 kids. You have
Andy.
5 kids. I mean, I'm not going to live long enough to find another guy who's the same age as me with 5 kids. That's
also British.
Yeah, he's British. I mean, beautiful guy, just eye candy, great guy. You take him
Handsome.
away, you pay him well. He doesn't want to leave. It's a fun office environment. A lot of former Division I athletes up there working together. The whole thing is jackassery. I'm tired of it. So, can you bring him back? Can you bring him down here for the conference in December? Will you bring him, please?
Yeah, I could bring Andy. I mean, we can have like a whole – if you talk about starting a cult, you can have Jonathan. He's got 5 kids. You have 5 kids. Andy's got 5 kids.
Yeah.
And then we have Mike in our development office has 5 kids. I think that might be the number.
Bring it down. Bring the fabulous 5x5. We'll have a big tribe. Josh, what's your rude question for Matt Kline?
So my question would be, who is a good fit? Then, since Clay asked who wouldn't fit, so you said the know-it-all doesn't fit. So who is a good fit for an OxyFresh franchise? Say that 3 times fast.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, I say OxyFresh franchise all the day, so I can do that.
Nice, Matt
I can
Kline.
do that
Nice.
all day.
Nice.
But yeah, you want to look at someone that's basically the opposite, someone that is open to learning, right? Because we are not going to be the same company in 2 years that we are today. We're going to continue to evolve and develop new strategies, and you got to be, as a franchisee, willing to get on that train with us so we can take advantage of those things and not use it as a roadblock.
Yeah.
You got to be effort, right? If you know that your competitors are hitting a certain benchmark, whether it's weekly or monthly or yearly, you better put in the effort to either meet those benchmarks or exceed those benchmarks. Because if they're able to do it, there's no reason that you can't do it, right? Because we have a better cleaning system. We have more support. We have all the things here for you. But if you're not using those to your advantage, then it's going to be tough to really kind of grow your business beyond just the normal kind of mom and pop shop.
Awesome. And then I guess the other side. So I was a good bench warmer on freshman basketball. Do I have to have played Division I basketball? Just want to clear that up real quick.
You absolutely do not have to. We
Oh,
have
okay.
many people here that have not. We just happen to have many people that have as well.
Oh, okay.
Now, Andrew, we got 30 seconds left. Rude question for Matt Kline. Ask anything you want to ask, but make it offensive.
Oh yeah, okay. So Clay asked the who's the worst fit, who can't have an OxyFresh, and Josh asked who's the best fit. Now, what about where's the best fit? So
where's the best fit?
If you have a guy maybe who's like, okay, that's not me, to Clay's question, and then you have a guy with Josh's questions like, oh, that's me. But what about location, geographically? Where do you have to be located, or do you have to be located in an available location?
You do not. That's a good question. You do not have to be located in a territory that is open. We have, like myself, I live in downtown Denver. My territories are in Boulder and Fort Collins. So we have the
cloned
resources
yourself.
to run them kind of off-site. We don't need a business, but there are a few key places that, like, it's shocking to me that we don't have a franchise yet in Sacramento. Like, Sacramento's an awesome area, but that doesn't mean that you can't own a business in Nevada. You can't own a business in Connecticut. I mean, there's all sorts of territories. There's about 300 territories left in the United States.
There's 400 locations that are up and running right now. 400 locations. There's 300 left. More are not available than are available.
Yep.
And so if you're interested, just go to oxyfresh.com right now. Fill out the form. Go up there. Give them a call. Matt's going to have to send you a franchise disclosure document, which is regulated by the Federal Trade Commission.
Oh, wow.
So you can look at this. I mean, I'm just saying there's no smoke and mirrors. There's no jackassery. There's total financial disclosure. After they do a call with you, if it seems like it's a good fit for both parties, they're going to discover. They're going to schedule a discovery day so that you can discover the ins and outs of the business and decide whether you want to buy it or not, ask all the rude questions, see numbers, see systems, meet the staff, meet the team in Lakewood, Colorado, just outside of Denver, very near the Red Rocks amphitheater. It's just awesome. And if you're out there, I'm just telling you, if you're out there thinking about buying a franchise and you're willing to submit yourself to implementing systems in exchange for freeing yourself of financial limitations, OxyFresh may just be a great fit for you. And Matt Kline, how much are the franchises today? How much does it cost?
The franchise fee, the upfront investment is $38,900
Okay.
to include your equipment, product, territory, and training. And then best practice is to have somewhere between $20,000 to $25,000 for available, accessible funds for operating.
Yeah.
Things like insurance and local marketing, vehicle, employees. So you want to have around 60 to 65, again, 38.9 up front.
Oh, Matt, you're beautiful. I hate to wrap up today's show, but seriously, when we get off, will you text me a picture of what you see outside, because I want to put it on the show notes. The listeners are going to go to Thrive Time Show. They're going to click on this show, and they want to see the show notes.
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
Beautiful. Man, I got to tell you one more.
Coming to you right now.
One more final thing. Kanye released his new album, Kanye West, his new album, Jesus is King, and I just wanted to share this with you. You look a lot like Kanye West.
I've heard that.
I mean, it's remarkable.
I've
It's
heard that
shocking.
so many times you won't even know.
It's outstanding, really. The listeners out there need to Google search Matt Kline right now, Matt Kline OxyFresh, and then Google Kanye West and just do a side-by-side comparison. And I'm talking about, you're looking in a mirror right there, Matt Kline. You're looking at that Kanye West. I mean, it's like the same person. It's just beautiful.
There's a lot of similarities there, and you'll see that.
All right, you take care, my friend. Have a great day.
All right, guys. Have
See ya.
awesome time.
Bye.
Thanks.
And now, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!